Hi guys, this is Arita. Welcome back to my channel. Back in October 2022, I embarked on a personal challenge, a full year of exclusively buying secondhand clothing. Now, as we are in October 2023, it marks the end of this challenge. So in today's video, I will be sharing my experience and the valuable lessons I have gained throughout the journey. Let's get started. So let's begin with the big wins. I have 3 that I can proudly share with you. Big win number 1, I did not break any rules. So I'm listing the rules that I gave myself in the description box and also the video that I made in the beginning of the year when I started this challenge. I think a big contributor that I didn't break any rule is that I set up the right ones that suits me. I found that allowing myself one brand new purchase served as a big motivator to stay committed in this challenge. Also, as I got pregnant back in April, I was still able to buy some brand new stuff without breaking the rules. Although I only bought things when absolutely necessary, I'm happy that I didn't use it as an excuse to start crazy shopping. Looking back, one adjustment I would have made to the rules is to be more precise regarding shoes and jewelry. I find that there were some ambiguities around that. I'm not sure if they should be included in secondhand clothing. So as a result, as they were in the gray zone, I tried to leave them alone. I did bought a pair of secondhand Dr. Martens, but I also received a pair of black boots as a gift. For myself, I say I didn't break any rule, but if I am doing this challenge, or if you're doing this challenge, I would suggest that to make the rules more precise for each category, so you know exactly what to follow throughout the challenge. Big win number 2, costs paid and saving percentage. I listed everything that I bought in the following tables. So in the table you can see all the items I purchased, where they were from, the secondhand price, and the original retailer's list price. I tried to determine the original retailer's list price to calculate how much I have saved. And when I couldn't find this information, I tried my best to estimate the similar product from the same company. As you can see in this table, I spent 406 euros on items that would have cost me 1,735 euros. This is a remarkable saving of 76%. That is 1,329 euros. It's worth noting that the 3 most expensive items I purchased, each for 45 euros, accounts for more than 1/3 of my annual spendings. I'm so proud to have saved over 700 euros unvented alone from the comfort of my couch. Big win number 3, the year-on-year comparison. So I pulled out my expenses from the same period the year before, and I can see that I spent a total of 515 euros on clothing. We can see that it was a decrease of roughly 20%. This might not seem like a lot, but I know it is because I was largely making efforts to only shop during sales and promotional period, and I knew that the 2 years I did not have the same feeling of like I had to wait until the sales to shop versus the secondhand year challenge that I could shop whenever, however, as long as it's secondhand. While I didn't keep a precise record of cost per item in this previous year, it was evident to see a substantial improvement in the quality of stuff I have bought. So those are the big wins, and now let's talk about the lessons I have learned. The first one would be how we shop to feel better. After this year of the secondhand challenge, I realized that before, house shopping was more of a coping mechanism for me. I often bought things because they were so accessible and so affordable. I didn't need them, I just wanted this instant gratification. It's very interesting to note how I was shopping from the same couch, from the same phone, but the switch to shopping secondhand instead of brand new has completely changed my behaviors. So as I started the journey of shopping only secondhand, I also started to educate myself on how the stuff we buy are made, who made them, where they are from, and what it took to create them. It becomes more and more clear to me that there were some major problems behind this fashion supply chain, and I was no longer able to see the affordable price tag the same way than before. I was guilty of having lost the patience to wait until I find something I like that is a second-hand or pre-loved. I used to buy brand new instead of looking for second-hand options first. Buying new is easier now than ever, so I'm very happy to have broken the habit of always buying new, especially when everything you could ever want to buy is a simple Google search away. Now I'm way less easily influenced by things I see on Instagram or on YouTube, and more importantly, I feel more fulfilled when I make a purchase, and I feel also more connected to the stuff that I already own. Right now, I'm the proudest that I have ever been of my closet because I have spent a lot of time and effort in building it to make it unique, and also it's a closet that cannot be easily duplicated by anyone. Lesson number 2 is the thrill of treasure hunting. Shopping secondhand often means shopping in the unwanted of others. I must admit that before the secondhand challenge, I never used to like to dig into the messiness and sometimes smelly stuff of other people's. I would easily felt overwhelmed by the enormous amount of options and the lack of sizes. And this was still true back in November 2022, so in the beginning of my challenge. However, this starts to change as I was having some success in the treasure hunt. The second-hand shopping process started to feel more and more like a game. And also, not being able to find what I want right away makes finding the perfect one a bigger sense of achievement. It's worth noting that if thrifting is not as accessible and easy, especially online, as it is today, this challenge would have been so much more difficult and frustrating. So I'm really happy to have started this challenge in 2022. And the good news is, as more and more people are willing to shop secondhand now, it's only going to make the shopping experience better and easier. I also felt like shopping secondhand had made me a pickier shopper. By that I mean I'm no longer interested in bad quality clothes or stuff that has very strong fashion elements or will go out of style very quickly. I also learned to redefine what is a reasonable price versus the quality I can get in the brand new and the secondhand market. And the best part of shopping secondhand is that during the process of hunting, I have found several times stuff that I didn't intend to buy but end up being one of my favorite finds. Lesson number 3 is to expand the lifespan of your clothes as much as possible. The most sustainable clothes are the ones we already own. And I think that this challenge would be pointless if I just keep removing clothes and replacing them with new secondhand finds, because in the end, those clothes that I have discarded, they might still end up in the landfill. It's a shame that I didn't keep track of the clothes that I have discarded. Nonetheless, it is true that I start to sell more and more secondhand clothes. I also made a few trips to donate stuff that weren't worth the time to sell but were still functional. I remember reading something like this. It says that consumers are more easily to discard something if it was gifted than if it was purchased. And even if something were purchased, if it was purchased at a very low price, we still tend to discard it more easily than if it was purchased with a higher price. This is the mentality I try to keep to myself, is that even when I'm buying secondhand, I try to remind myself to only buy things that I would also buy if it was selling at its full original retail price. It tells me how much that I really appreciate its value and not easily discard something because it's secondhand. When I'm selling stuff online, I rather sell something at its secondhand reasonable price than something really low, because I want the person who purchased my stuff to really treasure them. Also, I tried my best to alter and repair several items that were in my closet. I brought a maxi dress and altered it into a mini dress to make it more wearable in my day-to-day life, because it was very formal when it was too long. I also took out the needles and fixed several pieces that were having some holes, or if the seams were not staying in place, I reinforced them. Yeah, I try to do these little efforts to make the clothes last longer and be worn more often. I even tried a method of white vinegar and hair conditioning to soften a wool sweater that was very itchy when I wear, and it actually worked. So yeah, I was really happy with the results. I learned that I experience more positive emotions shopping secondhand than I do new. So to sum up my lessons, this year of secondhand challenge has completely changed my mindset. For sure, I will not go back to 100% purchasing new. I want to move forward with more intention when I shop. I am even thinking to expand the secondhand into more categories of my life, such as my future baby, some like furnitures, anything, to be honest. When it comes to shopping new, my focus would be to support more sustainable minded brands. I no longer want to support brands that doesn't care for the well-being of their garment makers, the impact on our environment, or even the animal welfare. I have to say that I'm not there yet, but at least I think this is the good direction that I'm going. Additionally, I wish one day to learn how to sew a piece of garment, and with the goal to be able to alter my own clothes and even upcycle some clothes. Above everything, this year of secondhand shopping has made me a more mindful person and someone who is proud of what they wear. I give myself a big thumbs up. So if you have been following my secondhand journey until now, hopefully my experience have brought you a little bit of something. For the following months, I think I will be taking a little rest on exclusively shopping secondhand. To be honest, I am not shopping much for myself, but mostly for the unborn baby. And I think I might upgrade this challenge to something a bit more difficult in the future after the baby is born and after I have kind of found back a routine. I will, of course, document it and share it on YouTube with you. But for now, this is everything that I want to share of my secondhand year challenge. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!